James Black. All right, Israel. Shalom. Peace and Christ. Shalom to all the Akim, to all the brothers. Shalom Yahweh Shamar Allah Slaket. Shalom Yahweh Ba Shem Yahweh Shai Barakafum. To all the Aquafium, to their sisters. Shalom Yahweh Shamar Allah Thaba Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay. This is the ISUPK, Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, under Commanding General Yohana. Commanding General Yohana, the man that's designated and set up by the Most High to lead Israel. Okay. The Most High has always established rank and order. He's always established authority. He's always established his voice, his word, and how it is to come out. In the ISUPK, Commanding General Yohana, we are the priests and prophets of this Bible, of the Most High God, of our King Yahweh Shai Mashiach, whom the world calls Jesus Christ. All right. With that being said, we've been in existence since the 60s, since 1969. And Commanding General Yohana was given the authority and the responsibility to carry out this mission, all right, by the 7 heads that taught him and instructed him. And as you can see, we are flourishing, growing by the grace of the Most High. He's the one that's opening it up in these last days. And being that we are in these last days, it's a powerful thing. It's a powerful thing that this truth is coming out. And you can see all these prophecies being fulfilled on the earth and coming to pass and being put into effect. Okay, I'm Captain of 10,000 Azania. This is the Hidden Truth Revealed every Monday. For water for rocking with me. Always try to play a couple of songs before and get right into it, to the topic. And today's topic is very important and serious, that we get this information and this message out, because we are under attack and we are at war. Being at war and being under attack. Okay, one of the great things to do as the adversary, as the enemy. The adversary, the enemy, wants you to think that you are not under attack and that you are being freed or given justice or some type of liberation. Okay. And the adversary, your enemy, at war with you, will convince you that you two are friends, or you're allies, or you work together, or any hardship that was done in the past is the past. So you don't have to think of the past anymore. And that's why this is an important topic, like every topic, and it's biblical. It's biblical to see what's going on in this planet. And for our sisters, you are at war just as much as the black man. And I say our sisters, when I speak of our people, I'm speaking of the 12 tribes of Israel, the so-called Negro, the so-called West Indian, the so-called Haitian, the so-called Latino, the so-called Hispanic, the so-called natives, the so-called indigenous, specifically of North, Central, and South America. We are scattered abroad, okay? But we are of the 12 tribes of Israel, heavily concentrated in this hell, the Western Hemisphere, that transatlantic slave trade, okay? That was prophesied in the Bible, and it is a true marker of who you are, right? That thing done happened, and it still continues to show to this day. And the woman has been utilized as a tool by the enemy to destroy the authority, all right, that the Most High has established and set up, to destroy righteousness, to destroy the law, statutes, and commandments. And you can get that right from the beginning. And this show is about the feminist movement and how the feminist movement uses the black woman. Once again, I say black in a general term. I'm using it as a general term so everybody can understand. The so-called black woman, all right, from each tribe, okay, uses the woman as a tool and deceives her. And the oversexualization of the woman, which is taught as liberation, femininity, okay, freedoms, promotions, or triumph, actually is exploitation and used for your detriment. And you don't understand it or see it because you're so asphyxiated with the oppressors false claims. I don't know. You believe the oppressor somehow, some way. Okay. And this is open. So anybody have any questions or comments, please pop them in the chats. Please pop them in the chats. On all social media that I'm on, we're on ISUPK Syracuse on Facebook, ISUPK Syracuse on Facebook, on YouTube, ISUPK Upstate NY. Upstate NY is one word. ISUPK Upstate NY. Please like and subscribe and share. Okay. I'm on my personal page, Azania, on Facebook. However, y'all know that it goes in and out a lot of times. For some reason, it doesn't have a strong connection, especially when I do this show. Okay, so y'all know exactly what that's all about. That's the shadow banning and the cancel culture of the meta world, which is YouTube, Facebook, and all those in between. Okay. Real soon, Lord allow, we'll get back on Clubhouse. We'll get back on Clubhouse and TikTok and have all of them. And Lord allow, when you sharing the video, share the video to your social media pages, to your family and friends, and we'll get this word out, and we'll grow continuously by the power of the Most High. Okay, but this is important, man, because I seen a sister that is an excellent talent, and I saw it through the progress of her career, Janelle Monáe, and I see it, and I saw it happening from day one. Okay, all right. The plight of our people and our women and the destruction of our women is so great, and it's such a stronghold. It's such a stronghold to destroy our women. And Janelle Monáe specifically, she came out with a video last week. And she went to the Meta, okay, last weekend or 2 weekends ago. Recently, she went to that Meta and she dressed half naked like everybody, like she always does and has been doing for years. All right. And she went to a party after, and she's promoting her album, and she's naked, dancing on a bar table. And then she flashes the crowd and shows her breasts, but no bra on, and shows her breasts. And she laughed, and she flashed it as if she was doing it spontaneously, but it was obvious that she did it intentionally to promote her album, which is coming out. Lipstick. I got lipstick. I love lipstick on my neck. That's the song. And the video, I don't even think it's censored, so I'm not going to play the video. It's nothing but she somehow she gets knocked out, falls asleep, and she's being dragged by two naked black women to a pool party with nothing but women naked. A sexual orgy. And she's happy, and they're singing the song, and this is to promote liberation. And then there's men in the video, but it's obvious that the men are highly effeminate. When you look at the beginning of Janelle Monáe's career, she would always wear black and white. She would always wear black and white. Okay. Now, this sister has been in movies. She played a slave in a movie. She played a slave in a movie. Forget the name of that movie. The movie was so good, and it didn't reach no high accolade or acknowledgement. The movie was about a sister, a black woman, right? I think she was like this prominent author. I can't remember. I got to get this movie. I seen it at Knox crib, Officer Knox house in Philadelphia last year, I think last year or the year before. And this movie was so good. When I say it was good, it's one of those movies that makes a statement that plays on your mind because it's like, whoa, the dichotomy of it, or the and Knox said it in the movie. Knox said it in the movie. I mean, while we were watching the movie, I forget what the word that he used, but there's a scene in the movie where the slave pulls out her cell phone. They on a plantation, pulls out her cell phone, calls 911, and it says no reception to make the call. And not use the word, I can't remember what word it was, but it was to mean like the irony. He didn't use the word irony, but the irony of that. Antebellum, the water sister. Thank y'all for coming on. There we go. That's why I like when y'all comment. Go ahead and pop it in. The sister said it. Antebellum. Right. Thank you, sister. Panayana. 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 The water sister. Antebellum. And in the film Antebellum, the sister goes back in time every time she falls asleep. But it's so real, like it's actually happening. But it places her back in the antebellum period. Right? On a plantation. And then she's like, this is so vivid. This can't be a dream. And it's not a dream. What's happening is white people are meeting or gathering black people, kidnapping them, abducting them, and taking them to a plantation. And then like somehow letting them go back to their normal life. But brainwashing them so good that they don't know that they're in. Yo, this movie was. Janelle Monáe broke the internet last week. You ever heard the term broke the internet? Which means that you go viral so much that it slows down social media outlets because so many people are trying to see what is the cause of the conversation. Why is everybody talking about it? It's on social media. So many people, so millions upon millions of people are watching a video at one time. When she flashed her breasts, millions of people are watching that. When she make that video, millions of people are watching that. When she makes promotional videos for her album, millions of people will watch that. All last week. So she became a trending topic with millions upon millions upon millions of views every day, consistently for a number of days. But not the movie Antebellum, which basically says black people are still enslaved and still working on the plane. Yo, that movie is good. If you got time to watch that movie Antebellum. All right. And I wanted to talk about this today. I said that I was going to talk about Cleopatra, but I didn't watch all 5 episodes of Cleopatra. I want to make sure that I take notes and do the research and do the comparative study of Cleopatra, the Netflix documentary, which is done by Jada Pinkett Smith. You know that's crazy. You know that's already a topic right there. You know that's already a point of conversation. So, but I want to make sure that I watch the entire thing before we do a breakdown of it. All right. So that's why I'm speaking of Janelle Monáe today. It's a lot, yeah. Speaking of Janelle Monáe today, because of the her push on the internet recently. And with that heavy push on the internet, I was like, man, this will be a good topic to talk about because black women are being taught by white supremacy. Through white supremacy, black women are being taught through white supremacy, through the feminism movement of the 60s and the 70s, that you being sexualized and oversexualization, which is the LGBTQ movement right now, the gay movement, being over-sexualized somehow has a connection with liberation. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? What comes to your mind when I say that and bring that up? The over-sexualization of Black women, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American women. What comes to your mind? What do you think about? Am I fabricating this? Am I exaggerating a point? Y'all rock with me. Type it in. Type in if you agree with me or disagree with me, and type in as to why or what's some things as to why I would say that there's an over-sexualization of Black women. There is a heavy, heavy push. It's a heavy push, man. And when I say heavy push, I'm not talking like this is something light. There's a heavy push. You could be big, you could be small, right? You got Lizzo. You can be old, you can be young. You got what's the sister's name? Chloe Bailey. And then her sister came out after doing the Mermaid movie. Now she dressing half naked. And I'm just like, this is crazy. This over-sexualization push to the Black woman is just disgustingly crazy. And how we don't see that it's white supremacy. I'll show you that it's white supremacy. Because nothing goes through the media, which is the greatest form of witchcraft, the greatest tool to condition the minds of a people is the media. All right, let me get some of these points up. Okay, I said Janelle Monáe, right? I'm gonna show y'all who the sister is. Okay. Oh, Sawap, that's a good one, Sawap. You know what Sawap just said? Janet Jackson's nipple flash. What Super Bowl was that? That was during the Super Bowl. 2002 Super Bowl? I think 2002 or 2003, 2004. During the Super Bowl. Yep, you're absolutely right. 2003. During the Super Bowl, Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake did the halftime show at the Super Bowl. So, wow, that's a good one. And as part of the halftime show, Justin Timberlake, who's an up-and-coming solo artist who just recently left his musical group, a white boy pop band. Now, a white boy pop band is the ultimate white boy pop bands became the ultimate. How do I want to say it? How do I want to say it? The blackface? How do I want to talk about how they use our music? Right? Exploitation. Backstreet, NSYNC, 98 Degrees. They took the concept of black music in the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s, right? Black boy bands and boy groups. They took that concept and just ran with it. And Justin Timberlake became the face of it. And he's famous because of the Jackson 5 and Michael Jackson. Because of his singing style and how he was taught and how he was learned how to perform. Yo, that was a good one, Sawap. So he gets on stage because he starts his own solo career with Janet Jackson. Let me start off. I know I already went in. But I want to tell black women this. I want to tell sisters this. Black women, you are beautiful. Black women, you are beautiful. You are intelligent. You are articulate. You already have a sex appeal about you. You're already sexy. You're wonderful. You're great. You've become the greatest on the planet in the things that you do as a woman. Your feministic abilities are magnificent. Black women, you have a talent that's unparalleled. So there is no reason for you to be naked or oversexualized or a whore or a hoe or a bitch or a thought. There's no reason for you to do all these things, which is promoted and pushed for you to do, for you to think that that's how you gain liberation. Because the same person that oppresses you is the same person that's going to tell you this is how you get to be independent. That's a lie. You don't need that. Your capabilities, your mindset is phenomenal. And we can't do it alone. We can't be separated, black man and black woman. So Janet Jackson, who is one of the greatest pop stars, singers, performers of all time, Janet Jackson is up there with all the greats. She has to get Justin Timberlake on stage with her to dance with her. Who's what? 15, 20 years younger than her? 15 years younger than her? 20 years younger than her? A white man, a white boy? Who says, I'm going to get you naked by the end of this song, and rips off her bra and shows and exposes her breasts. And she jumps up and covers herself real quick. And because of that, she was penalized. She had to apologize. She was suspended from shows, restricted to come to events. Money was taken away from her. She was fined. What I'm going to say next, everybody? What am I going to say next? Because Janet Jackson was fined. She was apologizing. She got naked. You know, nakedness is you should be ashamed to be naked in public. Our daughters aren't told that. Our women aren't told that being naked in public is a shame. That's a horrifying event. That's a horrifying situation. You're not supposed to show your privates. You will go outside with less clothes on than what you would wear in the bed when you go to sleep. Is that not crazy? A woman is told to go to that beach and wear nothing, expose her body. That's against the laws of the Most High. That's against God. That means you hate God when you take the word of what society tells you to do or how to look. The world tells you what to do, tells you how to dress, more than God, more than the belief of this Bible, more than the higher power, more than a righteous black man. Oh, he can't tell you nothing for telling you to cover your behind up. Don't dress like that. That's horrible to dress like that. It's exploitation. What's my next point, though, that I'm going to make about Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake? Because Janet Jackson had to apologize. She had to pay fines. They even made it law. I don't know if they made a law or if it was just an agreement by all broadcasting networks that whenever you do a live filming now, you have to have a, I think it's like 3 second grace time link in the event that there is something that happens, to where they can try to catch it in enough time. So every live event that you watch on television, it's always 1 to 3 seconds off, just in case they need to catch something, if they could. So it's always some seconds off. I don't know if you ever spoke to somebody on the phone while you were at the live event and that person is watching the live event. They'll tell you that, oh, you're behind me then. That already happened. If it's play-by-play or whatever it may be, there's always a delay. And they created that when Janet Jackson exposed her breasts. However, what I was looking for, when I kept saying, what am I going to say next? The white man was never found accountable or responsible. Justin Timberlake, I've never heard him apologize. He's never apologized. He wasn't told that he had to address the wardrobe malfunction. He never said anything. He didn't have to talk about that. That was brushed under the rug, quick, fast, and in a hurry. Shalom, sisters. Shalom, brothers. Any questions or comments, go ahead and pop them in. This is a show. It's the Hidden Truth Revealed radio show every Monday. All right? And it's interactive. I'll try to read your comment and your message. So Watt brought up a good point about Janet Jackson. Black women, you are being exploited. You are being used by white supremacy to not only destroy yourself, but to destroy your family. To have you against the man. And if any man is in support of women being sexually liberated, quote unquote, you're nothing but a whoremonger, where you're guided only by your penis. Your rod dictates your entire life. Your penis tells you how to view morality and integrity. There is no integrity when I see women. Let me finish Janet Jackson. There is no integrity when women are showing their body. That's the feminist movement. Burn your bras. That's the LGBTQ movement. They'll march down the street. We want gay rights. We want lesbian rights. We want rights to do what we want. And they naked. What does you having to be naked have to do with a right? They will never answer that question because it has no connection to it. Well, we're told that we got to dress like this because the oppressor, this is what I hear. I heard Benjamin say this last month and the month before. You know, Carnival is still going on. Carnival must not stop. Dancing in your underwear, naked in the streets, on strangers, that doesn't stop. That's promoted. Freaknik never stopped. And you know what I hear from our people? When I say we shouldn't be like this, this is wrong. This is against God. This is against our moral fabric, our integrity of who we are. It's exploitation of women and men. You know what I hear? Nah, this is for we rebelling against the system. Because the oppressor wants us to wear these clothes and to dance the way he wants us to dance. That's a goddamn lie. That's a lie that you've been taught, that you believe. You were told. The slave master wants you to have illicit sex. He wants you to have STDs. He wants you to fornicate and commit adultery. He wants you to join the LGBTQ. He wants that for you. What are you talking about? When has the oppressor ever wanted our people to be righteous? As soon as you got off the slave ship, they fed you what? Pork. They forced pig feet down your throat. They made you eat chitlins. When have they ever wanted you to be righteous? They would take a man from one plantation, bring him to another plantation to have sex with other men's wives from that plantation. Then have him go to another plantation to have sex with all these other women. Because he was big and strong and had good stock. And they wanted more and more slaves of that physical stature. When in hell have they ever wanted us to be righteous? They want us to be profitable for them. And whenever the people that are the slave are immoral and have no integrity, it is greater to control them. It's greater to control a people with no integrity. Any questions or comments, go ahead and pop them in. So Janet Jackson has to sit up there and cry and beg for forgiveness and say sorry. But nobody was looking at the white boy, Justin Timberlake, who pulled her bra off and exposed her breast to the world. And she's so stupid and going to lie, oh, it was a wardrobe malfunction. She did it for shock value. She knew that's what they agreed upon. But nobody said anything to Justin Timberlake. Why? 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 Can anybody answer me that? Why would they say nothing to Justin Timberlake? Shalom says, thank you, Sawap. Yes, Sawap. They raped our women, North, Central, and South America. All the women, they raped them and abused them and sexually objectified them when they were children. They stripped our women naked and had parties with naked teenage girls and teenage boys, if not younger than that. And then took your woman and raped your woman in front of you. They've always sexually exploited the Black woman, the Latino woman, the Hispanic woman, the Native American woman. They've always sexually, look at the movie Pocahontas on Disney. Pocahontas in the movie is what, 12, 13, 14 years of age? And she falls in love with John Smith, a murderer, a thief from Europe. And she falls in love with this guy, and he's so nice, and we got to bring our cultures together. That was sexually objectifying Pocahontas. He gets with a 12-year-old girl, 13-year-old girl? That's disgusting. What, she didn't want to be with a Gadite? She didn't want to be with a brother from her tribe? A man of her tribe? A man of her nation? Of her people? Right. Pedophilia is promoted and pushed. And it's heavily pushed. So while you got Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, Lotto, and I just heard something about Lotto with Jermaine Dupri. You know, Jermaine Dupri had a contract with Lotto when her name was Mulatto. And he put out a song, and he was working with Lotto at the time, and he had Lotto rapping as a child. So she was only 14, 15 years of age. And he had her rapping like a child, like what a child would rap about. Going to school or liking boys or clothes, like what a child would like. He said, nah. Jermaine Dupri said this. He said, nah, the people was against it. People didn't want that. As soon as she turned 16, 17, 18, they, boom. He said she was rapping about sex and having sex. Our sisters have always been sexually objectified and exploited and raped and molested and looked at as nothing but sexual objects. Now, since the feminist movement has come, they've taken their face. The white woman doesn't show her face. They use the face of the black woman for the feminist movement. And now they're saying that the feminist movement is women's empowerment, which is sexual liberation, when black women should be upset. Megan Thee Stallion represents black woman empowerment. She's twerking naked. She's twerking naked. And she's saying black rights, black power, Black Lives Matter. The Black Lives Matter movement was nothing but black feminists, LGBTQ, where they didn't want black men there. That is white supremacy. Black woman, you are so talented. Why do you have to dance naked? You're talented. You can sing, you can rap, you can dance. Hell, you can run a business. You got to be sexually objectified. You have to be like this. You have to do what they want you to do. Can anybody ever tell? I've never seen Mary J. Blige, this is just an example, without blonde or red hair. I've never seen Mary J. Blige with black hair or dark brown hair. If she has, then Salakia, excuse me. But why is that? But why would that be? She's talented. She don't need blonde hair. The hell she need blonde hair for? Why does Beyonce need blonde hair? They're talented. What the hell do they need that for? It's to promote white supremacy. It's to push an agenda. And if you are really a rebellious slave, then you would go against the agenda. They depicted it as a love story, but it was not. She was took against her will. Thank you, sister. Mariah, thank you, sister. Shout out to Texas. Yeah, she was taken against her will. She was a slave and became a sex slave. Black, okay. Everybody's talking about the Title 42. Everybody's talking about Title 42, right? Oh, the immigrants is coming over here. They're taking all the jobs. Oh, you had some conservative Republican white men sitting down on some news broadcast going, what are they doing? They're giving the men cell phones. What? They're putting them on buses, paying their tickets to send them to eastern states, heavily populated states and cities with our tax-paying dollars? And nobody stopped and said, oh, where the women at? Where the women and children at? They put the men on the buses to send them up to work in some factories. They ain't telling y'all this. Work for $3 an hour somewhere, building trains and trucks and everything else. Sending them to work on orange plantations, cotton plantations. They're doing all of heavy, crazy labor, building everything. And then I always go, well, where the women and children at? Because you'll see 100 men get off one bus. And they'll hand them a cell phone to track them. Where the women at? Being sold as sex slaves. Where the children at? Being sold in sex trafficking. Black women, Hispanic women, black girls, Hispanic girls are being heavily pushed in that sex trade. That's what do they call it? Sex trafficking rings. Nobody's talking about that. Where the liberation for that at? Why you got to show your titties, dumbass? Why you got to show your titties? Why don't you showing your titties to save the girls that's locked up in cages, being raped every day and sold to different cities and towns as sex slaves? Is that why you showing your titties? You dummy? You's a bitch. Oh my gosh, Captain Azani, I used the word. Yes. You're not fighting for black women who are dying in hospitals at a higher rate, have cancers at the highest rate, STDs at the highest rate, HPV, what's the sisters, they can't have children. All these things is black and Hispanic women was top at the highest rate. All these health problems. Is that why you're showing your titties out in the street? Is that why you having lesbian pool parties? Is that why you going to the party blowing rod, having sex with any and every man? Is that why you twerking? That's the liberation you getting, right? You're dumb and stupid. Shut the hell up. Lotto knew what was up. She didn't want to be signed under that record label. That's correct, Sarah Rana. She didn't want to make crisscross jump music. She didn't want to do crisscross to make you jump. Remember that? That's what Jermaine Dupri or Bow Wow. All I really want you to dance with me, dance with me. When Jermaine Dupri had them, I'm not saying Jermaine Dupri is righteous and all this. I'm just saying he wants a child to do children's music because it'll sell. It'll sell, of course. It's fine. Whip Nene is a hit. Children can sell music to children for children's parties. Why can't we do that with our children? Nah, you gotta oversexualize them. Was it last week I was talking about NLE Chopper? They calling him a sex symbol. The man got his ride posted all over the internet, and he's 20. He's 20. And he's sitting down with Angela Yee and a group of black women talking about his sexual experiences. And do he like something stuck up his butt? He's 20. Nobody learned from Jada Pinkett? Jada Pinkett was having sex with her son's best friend. And they met him when he was 17. She was having sex with the boy when he was 19, 20. You got black one. Oh, that was years ago. No, he's 25, 26, 20. He's 27. August Alsina is 27. He's 27 now. Jada Pinkett had her eye on him and caught it in entanglement. Black women, you should be outraged. Why isn't she canceled? R. Kelly locked up? Why Jada Pinkett ain't locked up? Oh, the sexual over-sexualization of black women is fine because it's liberating. It gives the woman the power. This is what black men did to us in all the rap songs. So now we're going to flip it and do it to them because we free. Bitch, you stupid. And I'm using the term bitch intentionally. I'm using the term bitch specifically for the point that is being made. Right, old cougar ass pedophiles. Can't get with a man, so you'll have sex with teenagers and you'll throw them away. And then wonder why black men grow up hating black women. You're having sex with them while they're teenagers. They don't value you. They don't see value in you. Because if you get with a man that's your age, he got to own the bus company. Do he own the bus company or the bus he drive? And then the men that's younger,
Oh yeah, ooh, he a boy. Ooh, I had sex with him, but he don't listen. He like to run the streets and play video games.
the nigga's 20. Excuse me. The boy is 20. So there's an oversexualization. Let me get back to the point. Y'all bring it out. Come on, keep hitting me. So somebody said, Salakia, sir, they're sexualizing our men also. Just feminizing them. That's right, Kazak. Or Kakum Imad, Salakia. Absolutely, brother. You're right. And that's why they sitting down having a conversation with NLE Chopper and talking about his butt. I'm like, what? What? He said, "Oh yeah, it happened once. Yeah, yeah, I liked it." What the hell going on around here? Y'all making this boy soft? Putting sugar in his tank? That's how you destroy a people. You destroy their moral fabric, their integrity. That's how you destroy a people. That's how nations fall. How you think Greece and Rome fell? Because in Greece and Rome, they was having sex with everybody. They was the LGBT of that time, having sex with any and everything, bestiality, everything. They're immoral, and they fell. They'll tell you that in the history books. How do you think America's going to fall? There's no integrity here. And they push that on you. That's right. In the elementary school, Sarara now said the elementary school systems are pushing the LGBTQ. Children, what are you pushing this to children for? Children shouldn't identify sexually as such and such. Children shouldn't be talking about sex. They're a boy or a girl. That's it. Why are we talking to them about sex and what they identify as? A woman sure can be a hoe in this, but as soon as you say let a righteous black man have multiple wives, oh my goodness, everybody gets a what? A black man, a nigger, multiple wives? What is going on here? This is a cult and it's disgusting. It's a sex cult. That UPK is nothing but a sex cult. That's what they'll say, right? UPK is nothing but a sex cult. They just have sex with all these women. They're disgusting. And take the black woman and make her strip naked at every event. Talk nothing about sex. And that's liberation. Janelle Monáe, she used to wear, let me see here. Lipstick lover. And she loved lipstick all over her body. How disgusting is that? Women should be, what? Our sister should say, we don't want that. Thank you, Sarara Nas. She used to wear pantsuits. She used to wear black and white pantsuits. Remember she had that song Tightrope? What was that? 2010. Got me walking on a tightrope. She's talented. Let me see if this is it. I think this is it. There it is. There it is. She wore black and white at the beginning of her career, right? And the reason why she wore black and white is because her mom was a janitor and her father was a truck driver. And they were part of the working class. And she was told as a teenager, because she worked in restaurants and had to wear the black and white suit, the white shirt with the black pants and the black shoes when you work in restaurants as a server, she was told she would never be anything greater than. What does that have to do? See, when you take that, you take the intelligence and the articulation of a black woman, yeah, Madonna, Thawada, brother. Thank you. And Madonna has more records sold than Mary J. Blige. Madonna got more records. So the brother said, I remember the biggest push for sexual liberation coming from Madonna in the Latin community. Right. Because the white woman was looked at as the object of sexual liberation or sexual freedom or sexual beauty. So if the white woman was looked at as that as the feminist movement knew intentionally how to suppress the black woman and use the black woman as its image. So they use Madonna to over-sexualize. Madonna is she can't sing. Madonna cannot sing. Madonna can't act. She is nothing but a glorified hoe. She is a whore of all whores. Madonna. She is trash. You ever listen to Madonna's music and really listen and go, damn, she can't sing. She's trash. She's horrible. But she's being promoted and pushed and showed that she makes all this money. Because she's nothing but a hoe. They found her on the side of a road selling some box. Oh my gosh. Open market pork? Oh my gosh. Discounted price? Oh. And black men and Hispanic men, we went all crazy over Madonna and wanted our women to look like Madonna. And black women wanted to look like and be like Madonna. So you get Lil' Kim and Foxy Browns from. And the blonde hair and the Marilyn Monroe. We looked at them. You ever see a hoe glorified Marilyn Monroe? What is Marilyn Monroe being glorified for? Ever see women glorifying Anna Nicole Smith and Marilyn Monroe and Madonna? Biggie said in a song, I want her with a blonde wig, Madonna style. Why? Black righteous brothers don't like that. We don't care for that. I don't like no blonde wig. That's ugly. I think blonde hair, this is my personal preference, but it's also biblical because it's a sign of leprosy. Blonde hair is ugly. They're unattractive people. And it was pushed as the standard of beauty, and black women fell for the brainwash. But she says she wore this because her parents were from the working class, black and white. And she was from the work, and she was told that she can't be better than that, working class. So she used that as a motivation to show that the working class, the working people, that you reject her mother, a janitor, her father, a truck driver, her a server in a restaurant, are the greatest people on earth. I saw that. I said, damn, she's right. That's beautiful. That's wonderful. That's motivation and inspiration. That's how you fight for liberation. And she would wear the black and white and say, yeah. You don't think that we could be better in this black and white? You don't think that we could be great? That's what she should have carried on. But she can't carry that on and sell records. She can't be famous or break the internet. She's seeking the glorification of Satan. I'm going to read Genesis chapter 1. Genesis chapter 2. I'll read it. Genesis chapter 2. And we'll see that Satan has always been attacking the black woman. And after the black woman, to destroy righteousness between black men and black women. Our house, our nation. Right. Madonna couldn't sing. So Rob, you're right. Our father in the house is in opposition to society. And what society wants for your daughter, wants for your wife. Society is against you being righteous. Doesn't want black people being righteous. They want your wife to look up to Madonna and listen to Madonna. So right now, you're right. Madonna could never sing. Madonna could sing and act. She's trash. And she's unattractive. How do people find Madonna attractive? Janelle Monáe is attractive. And Janelle Monáe can sing. What are we doing? What are we telling ourselves? Daughter of Zion, sing us a song. This woman don't need to be naked. You don't need to be naked. You don't have to. What's you gotta be naked for? You naked because the oppressor told you to be naked. That's all. That's all. Because Satan convinced you. Let me show y'all these pictures, right? Let me show y'all these pictures. There is a movie that I went 5 seconds into the movie, 10 seconds. There's a movie about Gloria Steinem. Gloria Steinem who was a journalist who pushed magazines. That was the social media of the time. Social media has always existed. She's also the one who influenced the head journalist or head editor of the Cosmopolitan magazine, which was to promote and to push feminism. And it was a tactic as well against black women. Gloria Steinem was the leader of the feminist movement. This white woman here. I'll share this page. I'll show y'all. She looked like. Okay. Excuse me. They recently made a movie of her. Right? They did a movie on this woman. And I want you to see who is the supporting cast member in the movie. And this is a true story. You see this picture right here? This picture is of the movie, right? Let me see if that real picture, where that real picture at? It's based off of this picture. That's the real picture. You see the black woman with the afro? I see that, right? That's a sister. That's a real sister that Gloria Steinem used to be the image of the feminist movement. You see that, right? Why are they putting their black fit? Why are they putting their fist in the air? Why does the black woman have an afro? Why did the sister got the gold hoops on her neck? Excuse me, the gold hoop earrings. Why? To use your movement, your liberation movement, as a tact against you. So, Robert, now you hit it right on the head. They used it and said, this is a form of unity. You ever hear people say, you'll hear poor or lower class white people, Edomites say, well, I'm poor. I grew up poor. So we should join together because it's the rich elite that's against us. You ever hear them say that? We got a video coming out soon here at Syracuse, the camp. Street Peace speaking. I'm white. I was in prison. I grew up poor. I'm Irish. They hated the Irish. You ever hear them say that? The Poor Movement Party. You ever heard of that with the reverend? It's a black reverend who leads it. And he's for all the poor people, and white poor people and black poor people come together. Dr. King started that. We're going to have the poor party because it's the poor party. We're going to take the southern white poor people and bring them with black people. And let me tell y'all this. Being white poor and being black poor are complete opposites. White poor people are not being choked to death on subway trains. Hello? White poor people are not dying at the same rate you die. You know why? You know why? Because they have a nation of people that are still in support of their people, who have a culture, a religion, a God, a language, a way of life. White poor people celebrate the 4th of July because it's for them. Black poor people celebrate the 4th of July because they are the slaves of the 4th of July. It's two completely opposite things. So they'll use the black woman and tell the black woman, you're oppressed by the black man. Just like we white women are oppressed. You know, I heard Viola Davis say the other day, in an interview, not too long ago, I watched this interview with Viola Davis. You know what Viola Davis brought up? Viola Davis is one of the greatest actresses ever to exist. And she brought up the fact that she has all the awards and accolades, but doesn't get paid the same money. And she brought up some names, Mom. Everybody, look. And one of the actresses that she brought up that gets paid more than her is the actress that played Gloria Steinem. Meryl Streep. She said, I don't get paid what they get paid. And black woman, you was told that the black man oppresses you. You need to go to school and you need to make the money, be independent. They use the black woman to push their agenda. And it worked for the white woman. White women don't sit on social media going, ooh, the white man ain't shit. The white man is a deadbeat dad. The white man don't take care of his responsibilities. I only want to be with a white man if he owned the bus company. The white man better buy me a Birkin bag and a Prada bag and fly me out to Dubai. The white man this, the white man that. You know who Gloria Steinem remind me of? You know who she really worked with and impressed? Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton and Gloria Steinem, the same thing, the same woman. Did Hillary Clinton divorce Bill Clinton? Did she leave his tired, funky ass? Did she call Bill Clinton a deadbeat dad? Bill Clinton was having sex with other women, am I right? In their house, am I right? With younger interns. He was making more money than her, am I right? He was on TV more than her. Hello? Hillary Clinton is still married to Bill Clinton and never left him. Do you know why? Because white supremacy knows how this thing works. White supremacy knows how this works. So they use Janelle Monáe in the movie, and Janelle Monáe is nothing more than a glorified hoe now. Look at the sister. Breastfeeding her baby on the plane. The black woman got her babies with her. For the fight for what? For white women. Now Janelle Monáe is not talking about her father being a truck driver, supporting the family, growing up in Kansas City, a racist city in the Midwest, struggling. She don't talk about her father taking care of her and her upbringing and teaching her what? How to sing, how to dance, how to act, how to be articulate, how her black mother fought and sacrificed. She don't talk about that. She don't talk about that. This isn't for your liberation, black woman. This isn't for your fight. This isn't your plight. This is not how you advance. She's singing songs about lipstick lover and lesbianism and sexual what do they call it? Sexual fluidity and binary genderisms and no label because we got to fight against the system. What the hell system is you fighting against? Do you know one of the actors, the children actresses on the Cosby Show? I got to get this. This blew my mind. Look at it pop up. Pop right up. This was in 2018. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her, y'all. It's a black woman. Topless protester who confronted Bill Cosby once saw him as a father figure. He coming out of court. This when this all first started. And look at her. Running through the goddamn streets with her breast out.
main
They're using you, black women. And you falling for it because you being dumb and stupid. And you'd rather be a bitch. This was when the whole Bill Cosby thing first started off.
what happened, the fruits of an action planning from the group is called
What was the point of the protest? Did you hear what she said? It's distorted, so bear with me. We'll turn it down just a little bit. I'm trying to make sure the sound is a little more clear. She says she's part of a group, an organization.
Actually, what happened yesterday was the fruits of an action that I've been planning for a few months at least with a group that I'm a part of in France, and the group is called Femen. The group is an international group.
The group is that of trans, and it's for humans. What does your titties out, running naked in the street through bushes with Cosby's name painted all over your naked body? What is the point? Can somebody please help me out? What is the goddamn point? I'm looking. Black women, you hate me on social media. You can't stand the ISUPK, Commandant General Yohana. You can't stand Captain Azania when he speaks. So I hope this comes out. Can somebody get one of them educated, not all sisters, I'm talking about the bitches, and I'm using the term bitch, which is a female dog that counts her nakedness as no shame, which is in the Bible. She is shameless. She doesn't believe in shame. Being naked means that you are a female dog, according to the Bible. Being a whore is a female dog, according to the Bible. That's in the Bible. But I'll just call you glorified, educated. What does naked do? Because remember the Black Lives Matter protest? Remember the black women was up there twerking on the cops, shaking their titties for the police in the protest, jumping on cop cars naked. Remember, Megan Thee Stallion got on Saturday Night Live and said, Black Lives Matter. Twerk that ass. Twerk that. What the hell? Bear with me. What does that do? Military strategy. Bring it to me. Black women know every goddamn thing, don't they? They know everything. What's the strategy behind that? I'll wait. What's the strategy? How does that change the oppressor? You're going to distract them? You distracting the police while half of y'all naked with the titties out and the other half go behind them and go inside the police station and blow up the police station? Is that what y'all doing? Is that what happened? Maybe that's happening, right? You're going to twerk in front of all the police and they're going to say, this is some beautiful ass. Let's stop killing niggas because they bitches is shaking ass. We should stop killing niggas. Bill Cosby. Let's see, what's the point of this? I used to see Bill Cosby as a father figure. He having sex with all them women. So what was the point of this? Were you running through the streets naked, going to... I'm waiting for the point. Anybody? Can somebody help me out with the point?
It's an international women's movement, and the main way that we protest is topless. The female activists are topless with painted slogans. Sometimes they have flowers, flower crowns.
We run top. We go topless. We paint names and flowers. Let me hear what she got to say.
planning for a few months at least with the group that I'm a part of in France, and it's called Human. The group is an international group. It's an international women's movement, and the main
International Women's Movement. This is a Black woman who had an acting career, and probably because she wasn't getting those acting calls anymore, probably because her I don't know, she wasn't being promoted. She got a bad manager. She ain't got no more money. She said, let me run down the streets topless so that way I can get on TV. They'll give me an interview. Who the hell's going to hire you? The International League of Women? They going to hire you? Those white feminists hate Black women. You know Gloria Steinem? Do you know who she backed and trained up to write a book? Anybody? Take a guess. In the early 80s, this book came out and became a movie. Gloria Steinem supported and backed it all. Anybody know? Anybody know the book or the story? Right. You can't, that's slut shaming. So Wap said, now we can't even speak on our women's behavior because white supremacy has taught Black women through white women. Amber Rose is a white woman who started the slut walk and the slut marches. And if you talk bad against sluts, you're slut shaming. You can't speak against a woman being sexually liberated. If she wants to be a slut and a whore, you should allow her to be a slut and a whore, or you'll get canceled. You're wrong for speaking against a woman being a slut and a whore. That's slut shaming. You're wrong for that. And then they meet somebody that's not part of this society. They think they talking to an average coon nigga or whoremongering Black man when they encounter the ISUPK. And they get shocked and surprised and say, we don't want you to be naked.
Because you men is the one that sexually objectify us. And now when we want to be who we want to be, now you go against that?
Who sexually objectifies you? Who? Where? When? Tell me how. How did the ISUPK ever do that? We never done that. Call us a sex cult. Because a man can have more than one woman, but you let the women run naked in the streets with Cosby named all across me. Then they asked her, they said, did Bill Cosby rape or molest you or touch you? No. I just wanted my titties to be out. I remember we had camp in Dundas Square in Toronto. And the camp was right across the street from the square. And it's an open area, but they put up these curtains, but you still could see they had this big screen. It's like Times Square, a big screen of what was going on. And it was the Gay Pride event. Because now they took the whole month of June and made June Gay Pride. That's why Juneteenth is Gay Pride. It ain't Black Pride no more. It's LGBTQ. And they had all these trans and all of them doing sexual things to each other and taking their tops off. And I'm just like, what's the point? Why be naked? And that's the same thing in the women's sexual liberation movement. It's women's, they call WAP. They said WAP stands for Women Against Patriarchy. That's what it's about. Yes, he said it's WAP, But it's really about women coming together and unifying. White women taught you that, and you're so stupid to eat it up because that's from Satan.
The main way that we protest capitals, so female activists are topless with painted slogans, sometimes they flowers,
How humiliating! How humiliating do you? How you want to be arrested by police with no clothes on? I remember seeing the police abuse this sister, and the police were wrong. And they was wrong for this. But I was like, damn, sis. The sister went into a Waffle House after a club, and the police was called. And it was police brutality. But the sister had on this mini dress, this tight mini dress with no bra, no panties on underneath. And the police are absolutely disgusting and foul. And they should be held accountable. But when they was arresting the sister and abusing her, they slamming her up against the ground, and her dress is just exposing her nakedness. Her vagina is showing, her buttocks is showing, her privates, her breast. And I'm just like, you go out in public, and then you got our sisters are willing to look like this and fighting the police? What is the point? You don't want men to look at your nakedness because they objectifying you. So you do it? I don't understand it. It's empowering to you because you choose to be a sexual object. You go to the Freaknik and you dance naked because it empowers you? Okay.
In my mind, I just went for it. That was the goal. The goal being to not to act me in any way or to physically touch him, but I wanted to get slightly close to him so that he would hear the message and be uncomfortable with the truth of that message, whatever that meant to him.
Listen, she said, I didn't want to physically harm Bill Cosby, but I wanted to humiliate him and terrify him of what I was doing. If you feel that Bill Cosby is sexually exploiting women, abusing women for their body, to have sex with them, why would you go naked? Wouldn't that be the opposite of your objective? I remember, Sawat, when the sisters in Boston, right? At the beginning of the camp, they were so rebellious and just raggedy and just wretched and disgusting. Vulgarity and yelling and screaming, applauding abortion, applauding being a hoe. And then at the end of the camp, Captain Katazal was cutting them so good. The Bible, the word of the Most High, was coming out so clean that they apologized at the end of the camp. It's like, what's the point? Why are you going against somebody telling you to be right? I don't see what you're doing. We'll read this scripture. Let me finish this off here. Finish this clip. She said she was trying to shock Bill Cosby. If he likes titties, why are you showing him your titties? Anybody got what I'm saying? If a man likes a naked woman and he's being taken to court for going against the will of women being naked, women being naked, and he's forcibly making them naked, why would you oblige and be naked in front of Bill Cosby? Does that make any sense to any? Maybe I'm just bugging. Maybe I'm the stupid one.
Because who knows what's going on in his mind right now, but there are 62 women there that have been going through a lot for decades. So I wanted to be a messenger for those that weren't able to express their anger and their pain in any way or in that way.
You see it? Feminism is on her arm. Women's rights is on her chest and her breast. Feminism is on her arms, written on her arms. Victoria, names of these women. Do y'all see this? Sawab says, was she on drugs? Sawab, all of them do this. Sawab. What was her name? River to Rosie? River to Rosie during World War II? She said, you can do it. Be tough and strong. See, this is white women against white men. And then in the 60s and 70s, they said, take off your bra and burn your bra because the bra restricts you. How the hell does the bra restrict you when it covers up your breasts? It's supporting you. It's hiding what the Most High gave to you as a woman for your husband and or for your children. Should it not be protected and kept secret and private? No, take your bra off and burn your bra. March through the city with your titties, with your titties. March through the city with your titties, with your titties. That's exactly what it does. Like animals, pieces of raw meat. Exactly. The water Sarara now. She's not on. The drug that she's on is white supremacy. White supremacy is mind altering, mind controlling. And it uses feminism as its drug. Brittany Griner is up there talking about, yeah. She don't talk that deep. Brittany don't talk that deep. When they close that Russian prison gate behind her, click, bang, boom, and it locked. She said, "Oh, I gotta go. Oh, let me up." That feminine voice came out. A real voice. She's sitting up on stage and they asking her, "Do you think transgenders should play in the opposite sports?" Oh yeah, they should play in whatever sport they want to be. I was just feel she's a woman or a man. What? Jason Tatum just scored 51 points. The brother that plays for the Boston Celtics, he played against the 76ers and he scored 51 points. Put a dress and a wig on Jason Tatum with some lipstick, put him on a women's basketball court, he's going to score 200 points and beat up all the women. What? Is this stupidity at its finest? Thank you, Sawab. Christianity. That's the drug. I don't think people really spoke about it, Sawab. Sawab wanted to know if our leaders came out against it. We spoke against it in the ISUPK, but our so-called leaders of the Black and Hispanic community, never. We never speak against this. Christianity is with this. Ask a Christian. Talk to Christians. They'll, oh yeah, the LGBT movement, we got to let them do. God love everybody.
Want to be a voice for the victims.
Cosby rapes. Cosby rapist. Feminine.
I was yelling, hey, 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 women's lives matter. These Cosby rapists. Which are separate messages, of course, and hey, 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 oh, and which held that phrase, trying to be likable on his way to court one day, and I just felt so affected by that. So with my team FEMA, we decided Women's Lives Matter was also a great phrase to say, because that emphasizes the way that this case in particular, choosing to focus in particular, choosing to focus the narrative around race and how he is the victim of his race, and people bringing him down somehow, framing it in an elaborate, whereas the real case here is about women. It's about rape, and that's it. It was a great show. I had a great time on.
It's about women and rape. So why are you showing your body? Why are you exploiting women? Why are you disrespecting women? That would be disrespectful. You're not making any sense.
On the show, and
it was a great show, and I was on the show.
Great time on the show, and I thought Bill was a great guy. Mm-hmm. And so that's part of what affected.
That was her. That was her on the show.
And that's it. It was a great show. Uh-huh. I had a great time on the show, and I thought Bill was a great guy. Mm-hmm. And so that
was her on the show in the center. That was her when she was a younger girl, when she was a little girl. She was one of Rudy's friends. He was a great guy on the show.
Trial started happening and all this information came out. I felt sad that this man that everyone I had also agreed with him, and I felt sad for everyone involved that this was instead the reality of the situation. Uh-huh. And the reason me being on the show, it didn't affect my decision to actually go and do this action because I'm a part of this good scene and I've done other actions before. Uh-huh. We always target predators. So he's
all right, y'all. Thank you. The water for bearing with me through that nonsense. Gloria Steinem. You know who she backed? Y'all know who she backed? She backed Alice Walker, who wrote the book Color Purple, which became one of the most popular Black books and Black films and Black cinema of all time. It's one of the most popular. And that's Tyler Perry's blueprint. Because The Color Purple was about what? Black men raping Black women, abusing Black women, beating Black women. That was The Color Purple. The whole idea of Color Purple. And that's all you see now in media now. That Whitney Houston film, I Want to Dance with Somebody, is a disgusting movie. It portrayed her as a lesbian drug addict. Now, was she a lesbian? Was she on drugs? Yeah. But then when you watch the movie, you go, everybody Black in this movie is horrible. Bobby Brown is horrible. Whitney Houston's father on his deathbed grabs his daughter and says, "You gonna give me my money." Whitney Houston's father was like that. Every Black person is just horrible. You know who's the good person in the movie? The Jewish music producer, Clive Davis. He was so nice and kind. He even said, Jesus was Jewish. He saw that to Whitney Houston. Jesus was Jewish. Then in the movie, he brought out his gay boyfriend, and Whitney said, "Oh, I didn't know." Yeah. And at the very end of the movie, when Whitney got her drugs from the lobby at a Hollywood hotel, that famous hotel in Los Angeles, she goes to the bar, sits at the bar, and some gay Black man says, "You the queen. You're wonderful. I heard you when you sung live on this. I went to this concert, and you still great. You still got it." So the Black gay man was the final word to Whitney Houston before she died. You gotta be gay for somebody to listen to you. You gotta be a sodomite or a whore in order to make it in this world and be great. Janelle Monáe breaks the internet, not because of the Black struggle and Black liberation, not because she protests against the death of Jordan Neely, but because she had her titties out. Joe Biden spoke at Howard University this past Saturday. Joe Biden, the president of the United States. And when he got up there, woo, he sung a good song. Because you ain't black. Black people are being exploited. You are being used to push an agenda. You better go and vote. Y'all niggas don't vote. Oh my God. Heard somebody say, yes, brother, but if you don't vote, you have no say or partaking in the system in which we build and we fight for. So you can't do it. We can't do it without voting. I said, damn. You can't live without voting? So Joe Biden goes to Howard University, one of the most prestigious HBCUs, and he talks about white supremacy being a threat to America. Biden calls white supremacy most dangerous terrorist threat in speech at Howard. I'm saying this wherever I go. The president told the university graduating class, I'm saying this wherever I go. White supremacist is the terrorist. The most terrorist threat is white supremacy to this nation. He's saying that wherever he go. White supremacy is the single most dangerous terrorist threat in our homeland, Biden said. And I'm not just saying this because I'm at a black HBCU. I say this everywhere. And only one or two, I think it was 2 or 3 brothers and sisters. I don't know. They won't even talk about it. Let me see. There's one brother. Biden and Harris don't care about black people. He stood up there in the speech and put that sign up. Get that brother hand. He's taking the vote for granted, some students said. That brother stood up like that, but he taking the vote for granted. He don't want to vote. It's election season. You don't want to vote? Oh my God, the nigga don't vote. Excuse me, Mr. Biden, President Biden, he don't represent us. Don't listen to him. Howard University, how much money we get from the president to speak? You want to hear a fire commencement speech? You want to hear something that's going to really ignite your black students graduating? You really want to hear it? You better contact Commanding General Yohana. Commanding General Yohana should do your commencement speech at every HBCU, every black and Hispanic college. They need to hear Commanding General Yohana speak. Why don't we hear the words of the Most High God? What did Biden do for Jordan Neely? What's being done? White people gathering behind Daniel Penny. Daniel Penny has $1.3 million in his GoFundMe account. The governor of Florida called him a hero. I'm going to talk about that in the next one because I'm going to go in. And you proud Marines and military people. You so proud. Why he not choking out a Russian in the Ukraine? Shouldn't Daniel Penny be over in the Ukraine choking out some Russians? Huh? Shouldn't he have Kanditska cloth in a chokehold? Nah, because he's a coward and a punk and a sucker. He got to beat up a homeless man in a subway in New York City. Oh, but he was a hero because that guy was yelling at people on the subway train. I'm not saying we do it, and we never done it, and we won't do it because we follow protocol in the ISUPK. So you telling me when I'm at camp at my speaking, and a white person walks by and goes, "Get a job, niggers!" Should I choke them to death? Maybe I should strangle the white man in the chokehold for 15 minutes because he's yelling. He yelled at me. He yelled at this woman on the subway. Maybe I should choke out the Chinese man at the Chinese store when I go in there. He go, hurry up, what you want? Hurry up and buy. Hurry up. What about the corner store when I'm 5 cents short? And the Arab just yells at me. First he speaks Arabic and you 5 cents short. Maybe I should jump over the counter and choke his Muslim ass to death. Is that justification? Maybe when the white man says, my friend says it's cool, I can use the N-word, so they're my niggas too. Maybe I should choke him out for 15 minutes. Because that was a racial statement. White people have no heart. They're heartless when it comes to black people. Black women, they have no heart. White supremacy is Satan in the garden going to the woman and telling the woman to eat from the tree. Now, the serpent was more subtle. This is Genesis chapter 3, verse 1. More subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, yea, have God said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. You're going to die. And how did she hear the word of God? Because God didn't tell her that. God told her man that. Told her husband that. Told her head that. Told the authority to Adam, which gave her the instruction. So when another man come of another nation of craftiness, subtle and cunning, and he says, you going to die? You won't die. For God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened. Woo! Black woman, you'll be independent. You'll be the most educated. You'll make more money than him. You'll be the vice president of the United States. Don't listen to what God got to say. Don't follow the Bible. Don't follow morality. Don't follow integrity. Get yours. Be free. Liberated. You know where you're going to be at? You're going to find yourself at a pool party with Big Sally Bertha, and you eating her titties. Because you sexually liberated, you dumbass. You smoke weed all day, huh? Ooh, it's good because my anxiety. So that weed open up your eyes. Open up your mind because you think better than that nigga that got you pregnant because it was his fault because y'all had all them babies because this nigga ain't shit and you more smarter than that nigga. Yeah. Child support. Open up your eyes. Government assistance gonna open up your eyes. I got a PhD, a degree, an associate's, a bachelor's. I got it all because it opened up my eyes. Remember Ebony K. Williams? She said, how do I come down from my divine divinity and not settle for building, but to create with a man? Divine divinity. Oh, so you God now. And you ain't got no man? Well, I dated them all. Her last man was a white man. Why you ain't still with the white man? Maybe the white man just wanted you because you had your titties out, because you twerk. Knowing good and evil. And when the woman saw the tree was good for food, and it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise. Ooh, this will make you wise and smart. Brothers, you come into the truth, and a woman leaves you, she's leaving you because you have the knowledge of the Most High. She hates that. And she can't be more wise than you. Nigga, you don't know more than me. So she'll leave you. Let her leave. Let her leave. She wants to be smarter than you, stronger than you, and better than you. She don't want to be your equal. She don't want to be your side or your support. She don't want to be beneath you. According to the Bible, be beneath somebody? Once again, I'm using this term. Bitch, you're beneath everybody. You're beneath everybody. You're beneath that friend that tells you what the hell to do. That bitch tells you to smoke weed, you smoke it. That bitch tells you how to be with men, you do it. That bitch tells you how to dress, you dress that way. You beneath everything. You go to work and you do everything. Or you can't be beneath God or a man of God, which is scriptural. You can't do that because you got to be wise. She took of the fruit thereof and did it. So now Monet make money. Cardi B make money. They all make money. They all get the bag. Get the bag. Get in your bag. Get in your bag. Get in your bag. Get in your bag. Money, 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 money. Because you ain't shit without money. Is that true? You nothing without money. What kind of man are you looking for? I'm looking for a man that make $150,000 a year. I'm looking for a man that make $250,000 a year. That's the type of man I'm looking for. What would you do if you had a man that makes $250,000 a year? Floyd Mayweather he makes how much a year? He's a multi-millionaire every year. Every year he's a millionaire. All you women go to Floyd Mayweather? How come what's going on? Huh? Why you ain't with a millionaire then? Come on, be with a millionaire. All them women that's with millionaires, what they doing? On TV crying. Basketball wives. He treated me like nothing, so I had to get a divorce. Okay. Go get it. In January, Howard became the first HBCU to partner with the Department of Defense. The Department of Defense receiving a $12 million annual grant over a 5-year span for a research lab. You mean to tell me you're going to let the white military build a research lab on your university for $12 million every year? And what does that mean? That means more black people are going to join the military. More black people will be researched on. More black people will be Democrat. More black people will be stupid and dumb. On Saturday, Howard granted Biden with an honorary Doctor of Letters degree. He has an honorary doctorate degree from Howard University. Every black man that joins the ISUPK should have an honorary doctorate from every HBCU to teach. Every Black woman that comes into the ISUPK should have an honorary doctorate from every HBCU. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Wouldn't that be ideal? Wouldn't that be liberation? All right. Shalom, Israel. I'm not going to show the video because it's just utterly disgusting. That's the song. Do you hear the music that she's playing, the instruments? It's Benjamite music. When Benjamites are known for what? To be against Sodom. Am I right or wrong? Benjamites are known to be against Sodom and Gomorrah. However, Benjamites have failed the women and they don't address lesbianism. So she's using that music because it's become popular, because it's just been recently stolen by the Africans. Africans have stolen Benjamite music and said it's African music, right? So she's utilizing that to play on the minds of the people. And it has a Benjamite flow to it. You hear the tune? That reggae dance hall. Carnival. Freaknik. Stop thinking that your culture is wickedness. Black culture is not wicked culture. Black culture is biblical culture. Being righteous is your culture. Law, statutes, and commandments is your culture. Having children, raising families is your culture. That should be liberating for Black women. That's what liberates you. I saw a picture of a sister. Oh man, I almost cried. This sister in the ISUPK, I can't remember. I just seen it real quick and it went off my timeline. Hopefully I can find it again. I'm going to share it everywhere. The sister says, it is such an honor to have a child. She's showing her stomach, her womb. She's dressed, fully dressed. She's not naked. You dumbasses got naked yesterday. It's Mother's Day. And you took pictures of your naked body being pregnant. You stupid. You're dumb. This sister had on a shirt fully covered up and showed how her stomach and her womb is pushed out because she's pregnant. And she said, it's an honor. It is the greatest honor on the world to be with child of a priest and a prophet. A priest and a prophet is in her womb. That's what liberates Black people. That's what would liberate the Black woman. Do you know in Revelation, it says the dragon is waiting for the woman to give birth so that the dragon can eat it, because the woman knows that the child that comes from her will save Black people. That's liberation for the Black woman. They wanted to murder Christ as soon as he came out the womb, because Christ will liberate Black people. That's Black liberation for the Black woman. Don't be a bitch. Be a princess to the priests and prophets of the Most High God. Be a daughter of Zion. You're stupid if you fall victim for it, because you got brothers that will stand and tell you what's right. You got sisters that will tell you what's right and stand for what's right and true. This ain't liberating. What, sexual lip sex? Sex? Having sex is something new to black people? What? What? Janelle Monáe, you're attractive as all get out. You can't have sex, Janelle Monáe? That's what you liberate? What the hell is you talking about? Janelle Monáe can get with a man in the UPK. She'll be pregnant every year having sex. With that, Israel, make sure you check out Commanding General Yohana tonight, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. All right. Thank you, brother. The brother found the other book. West Philly for Life. Betty Friedan. Betty Friedan, feminist and author of a 1963 book called Feminine Mystique. Thank you, brother. And Gloria Steinem used Alice Walker and all these black women to push feminism for the liberation of white women who are being oppressed by white men. Black people, stop. Let white people deal with white people's problems. How are we so concerned with their problems and their issues when we got all these issues in our own household? Black people talking about Ukraine. Could you believe that? Black people talk about Putin. When have you ever heard black people talk about Putin? Vladimir Putin. Black people didn't care about Russia and Ukraine. Black people never knew what Ukraine was 5 years ago. 3 years ago, black people didn't know Ukraine existed. I'm making this up? Am I making this up? I worked with Ukrainian people out of slavery. I would tell black people, yeah, the pierogies come from the U. Black people don't know what Ukraine is. They know what Russia is. They called it all active slavery, which was a bus company. So you know it's nothing but black people. Black people, you had white people as the higher ups. You had white people as the mechanics. You had white Ukrainians that came in and started getting jobs. White Russians. Black people called all the Ukrainians what at the job? Russians. I remember I called a Ukrainian a Russian at the job. He got so mad, he stood up and, oh, that's like me calling, saying that you from Africa. I said, I'm not from Africa. But where you from, man? He got so offended that I called him a Russian. I said, well, the reason why I called you a Russian, because the Soviet Union at one point, not but 30, 40 years ago, was all one entity. And Russia was the main country underneath the Soviet Union. Am I right? He said, yeah, that's true. Y'all always Russians to us. Now, black people, the Ukrainians over there is suffering. Did you see the Palestinians over there and the Israelis? The Palestinians over here hate you. The Israelis over here hate you. The Ukrainians over here hate you. The Russians hate you. Everybody hates you, nigga. You know what you're going to do? Let's go vote and go to the lesbian pool party. Check out Commanding General Yohana tonight. 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you join the ISUPK, get in our classes. Class tonight, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, right here in Syracuse, New York. Commanding General Yohana tonight, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, every Monday. General Mahaiman, 7 o'clock p.m. His class tonight, Eastern time. Join the classes, get in line, subscribe, push it, pay your tithes, donations. We got the Feast of First Fruits. Leviticus said it first thing this morning. He remembered. He said we don't, because Zion was asking about Memorial Day. And my rib said, well, we don't celebrate Memorial Day. And Leviticus said, we celebrate the Feast of First Fruits, which is going to be. And I just said, how do you remember that? He said, because y'all say it 1,000 times in the ISUPK. So make sure you join the classes, the high holy days, lock it in. Okay, they still working out the logistics for going to London. We're going to go to the castle in London for the Feast of Tabernacles. So make sure you check that out. It's cookout season. All these cookouts about to kick off starting in July. We're going to have Chicago, the Midwest. We're going to have headquarters, New York City. We're going to have the West Coast, Las Vegas or Los Angeles. Texas, they cook out. Florida, they cook out. Make sure y'all lock it in, all right? With that, Israel, shalom. Play this one.